Hi Jason, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call the Tuesday, March 21st, 2023 regular meeting to order. We'll start with roll call.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Donlin?
Here.
Wick?
Yes.
Sturgeon?
Yes.
Bruns?
Yes. Motion to approve the agenda. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Start off with a couple of hearings. So the first one is on the urban renewal plan amendment for the Lamar's Highway 75 bypass urban renewal area. At the February 2023 meeting, council set this date and time to hear a public hearing regarding the urban renewal plan amendment for the Lamar's Highway 75 bypass urban renewal area. The plan amendment is attached. A consultation session was held on March 6, 2023 at 1 p.m. I'd like to open the hearing and ask for any written or oral objections or comments on the amendment. Anybody here to comment on the urban renewal amendment? Seeing none, I will close the open part of the session and turn to the council as administration recommends that the council approve this request.
Motion to adopt resolution 2316 to approve urban renewal plan amendment for the Lamar's Highway 75 bypass urban renewal area.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Wick?
Yes.
Bruns?
Yes.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Donlin?
Yes.
Sturgeon?
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to the second hearing, which is an offer to purchase property. The council set this date and time to consider offers received by 12 p.m. on March 2023 for a 340 by 200 foot 1.1 or 1.561 acres lot along Lake Avenue in the future Southview Industrial Park. Plat is attached. Results of all offers received will be available at the meeting.
Yes, I put that in front of you. Just one offer.
I only have the one offer, so.
And that's the one that's on the table, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to open up the hearing and ask for any written or oral objections or comments to the sale. Anybody here to comment regarding the sale of that property? Not seeing anybody jump up. I'll close the hearing for comments and turn to the council. Administration is recommending what, Jason?
Sell it.
Okay.
What I put in front of you are just, there's two topics underneath. Both of these were part of their offer initially. So I just want to make sure we're okay with that. The first one where we provide the sanitary sewer service, I think what is in question, I would question what that means. Could mean two things. We take the sewer main down Long Lake if we need to, but we'll work out where exactly the building is getting placed on that lot and whether or not the existing sewer that is there is far enough for them to connect. If it is, then we don't need to do any extension of our main. But this says sanitary sewer service. We typically don't put sewer services in. So I just want to make sure that we're not getting into that practice.
Well, where's that main at right now? Out on?
It should, yeah, it's along Lake when we put the
On the
well
west side or
14.
east side? On the
when we
west
put- it's west side. So when we put well 14 in, we took it far enough past what is our lot but it appears that it's, just by standing there, it might be a little bit farther than we thought. So as JEO was doing the survey of that plat and looking at that whole area of that south use division there, what they're telling us is that it is already extended far enough past where an anticipated road will go. So they think it's far enough, but that's without knowing exactly where their building's going to be. So we'll still look at that, and then determine whether or not we have to extend that at all.
Because we would have to provide main service for that whole development anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so it's worded that we're not hooking them up. They gotta hook up to our main, the service. So good catch on the wording there.
That, and then they also had in there that once we do the plating for the south view, that next adjacent lot to the west of them, they would like the right of first refusal on that.
Are they gonna allow whatever terms we choose? Did they give any more specifics on that right of first refusal?
I don't know if there's anybody who wants to talk.
We didn't get specific, but I think we could just work out, you know, whether it be at 10 business days to decide, but we'll work that out with them. They just want to make sure that whatever business goes there doesn't cause stress for the animals in theirs.
Mark, as long as you're there, because this has been my one concern for the last couple of weeks thinking about this, is the opposite. Is our animals going to hamper future businesses? If you've got outdoor play areas, exercise areas, whatever, I want to make sure the opposite doesn't exist, which is that animals aren't hampering the development of adjacent
Right.
lots.
So I have a history with this, and where I came from, we did have a business very similar to this located in the industrial park. Our biggest concern was to keep them away from residential areas. The dogs aren't annoying, but they do make noise, and if you're next to somebody's house, but being next to an adjacent business, it typically doesn't cause disruption. And where I came from, the types of businesses that were next door, manufacturing, aerospace manufacturing, a contractor, the bus barn for the school district. Didn't care.
Right, okay.
And so I think that we're intentional about that area for this type of business.
All right.
And that particular lot makes the most sense too, because it's the southeast lot. So I think it makes sense.
Okay, that's fine. That's the only concern that I.
Platting and doing the street and such in that development, are we contemplating minimum assessment agreements or anything like that? Or can they hold this adjacent west lot and not build anything on it?
Well, I think we'll put covenants in place when
Okay.
we make the rest of the development. And what I will recommend when we do those covenants is that, and we can do that in the form of a covenant, that if you don't build within a certain amount of time, and I'd recommend 24 months, that we would have the right to purchase it back at the same price. Because our goal is to have a business develop. We don't want speculation. So we can do that through covenants. And there is a set of covenants that is for Southview, which I'm sure will go away, but we can put some, we don't want covenants to be to the point where it discourages development.
Right.
But we want to be able to protect it so we're accomplishing what we want to, and we can do that with a covenant.
Would that apply to this lot that we're selling?
No.
No.
So they wouldn't be retroactive?
That hasn't been platted yet, but as part of the purchase agreement, we could put a provision in there to where if they don't build within 24 months, that we could purchase it back.
And we had talked at the last council meeting that once you guys approve the sale for the price, the purchase agreement that we're gonna sign with these folks is gonna say they need to cooperate with us for future plating. I mean, so,
What I meant was they would be bound to the covenants that are yet to be formed.
no.
Yeah. And I don't,
You can't make that retro?
but there are covenants out there now, Mark.
On this piece of ground?
Yes. The
That's part
only,
of Lamar's Industrial Park South Edition.
the only thing that's not part of Lamar's Industrial Park South is the clawback provision, which we can do through a purchase agreement. And that would be the thing that I would recommend that we would add when we do the new south view, is add that provision to the existing covenants and adopt new covenants. So to answer your question, our purchase agreement will accomplish what you're asking.
Okay, good, okay, that's what
I hope so, that would be my only concern. I mean, I know their intent is to build right away, but
Yeah,
crazy things happen and.
exactly.
So, whatever.
I just want to make sure that, that they're aware. I mean, what I meant by this sanitary sewer thing, we'll make sure that the main is there, but we won't hook you up to it. So the service line from the building to the main is still going to be on you guys. Okay.
Yeah. So do we need a change in a motion? Sorry, I wore the wrong glasses again.
For adding what, a clawback? Or-
No,
The clarification on the service.
The clarification of the service.
I think we can encompass it in the motion.
all right, get after it then.
All right, motion to adopt resolution 2317, authorizing the sale of part of lot 8, Lamar's Industrial Park, South Edition, and part of lot 2, replat of lot 3, part of lot 5, and lots 6 and 7, Lamar's Industrial Park, South Edition, with the clarification on the sanitary sewer service as shown on the record of the minutes from this meeting and the agreement of the parties that are here. I know that's a lot of motion. 2, Pet Parlor LLC for $136,000.
Second. A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Donlin,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Wick,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Well, good luck with the pet parlor.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Hope it goes very smoothly. All right, citizens, discussion. Any citizens here that want to bring anything in front of the council?
Not actually, I mean, I'm a citizen.
You're a citizen.
Not a citizen of Lamar, so, sorry. Yeah, well, you confused me already, so. Anyway, my name's Dakin Schultz, D-A-K-I-N, S-C-H-U-L-T-Z. I'm the transportation planner for Iowa DOT District 3 out of Sioux City. And then I also have Laura Sievers over here. She is the design engineer, one of the design engineers, sorry, for District 3 as well. So I wanted to talk a little bit about an upcoming project, and then I know you want to probably get an update on some other projects, but I asked Jason to pass out a set of plans. It's a relatively short set. It's Iowa 3 HMA resurfacing, and that project is actually proposed for 2024. Resurfacing project through Lamar, so it'd be from old US 75 or 404 as we refer to it, to west of 14th Avenue Northeast. We're looking at a 3-inch mill and fill, so it'd be hot mix asphalt. We'll go in, mill 3 inches, and then put back 3. I believe there's some patching, but there will be some paved shoulders in the rural area because there is a rural portion once you make the turn and get out past, well, out near where the golf course is. The point I want to emphasize is we are also going to do the ADA improvements, and that's what is in that set of plans. So this would be the stapled set. And as you look, what we are proposing is to improve the crosswalks at each of the intersections along that route, along Iowa 3. So it is on sheet H4, so bottom right, you'll see H4. we are proposing to, I'm gonna say purchase at fee title. The rest of what needs to be accomplished, we are gonna engage the landowners for temporary easement for construction purposes. And if you'll notice, it's the Nemmers property, number 11, shown in blue. As we were going through looking at titles, we found that there is something that needs to be cleaned up there. If you'll notice the Nemmers property, the blue is what we are proposing to purchase. Actually extends into the existing roadway.
The light blue,
Yes,
thank you.
yep. So that is part of this project as well, is to clean that up.
Does that widen the curb?
There is curb and gutter work on this as well.
Does it widen it? Or
No, it's
stays the
basically
same?
staying in the same location. Just that when the improvements were last done, there was no purchase agreement, or at least nothing recorded. So. What will happen, we're looking at a fall, you'll notice on the front page, it's a November letting of this year. So the project, as I said, would occur next year. Inside that cover is an idea of the type of property, the total amount of property we're talking about. 2/100 of an acre in fee, and like I said, most of it's being utilized as street right away currently. And then we've got the rest of it measured in square feet, so. And that's all temporary easement, so what'll happen is we'll purchase or come to an agreement with the property owner to utilize that property, and then once we're done, we'll clean it up, seed it back, and it'll be theirs.
Laura, did you tell me, is there a late start? Wasn't it October or something?
I don't know that there's been a late start set for this project.
No, not for this one.
Okay.
Are you talking the railroad?
Well,
Maybe that was.
I'll talk about those if you want. If you're done with this one, we can talk about the other one.
Okay.
This is gonna be a 3-inch blacktop overlay.
Yep, 3-inch mill, 3-inch put back. We're gonna clean up the gutters, and they'll stop the resurfacing for the gutters, so you have positive drainage.
Is that sufficient for the truck traffic that goes through there? Because, I mean, doesn't blacktop have a tendency to push?
It does, but
I mean, it just seems to me like, I drive the corner up by that corner a lot because of where I live. I mean,
Yeah.
So, and I'm always waiting for a semi. I'm always waiting for 1 or 2 semi. I'm just wondering with blacktop if that's gonna last.
well, the design life on this is about 20 years.
Okay.
So,
You guys are the professional. I mean,
well,
I'm
not. I'm just here to tell you about it.
Clark, I avoid that intersection mostly because I work at the courthouse and it's like you can sit there forever. People across you, you don't always know who's supposed to do what, so I just turn the block early.
Right.
There's a lot of traffic.
Okay, well, I'm just curious.
Okay.
All right, next one, Dave.
All right, well, the next one is probably the one you thought I was showing up for, and that's the Iowa 3 project. And out here, it's the railroad crossing replacement. And we've got some reconstruction work. Very short stretch of it from First Avenue to Second Avenue. And then on the back of that sheet is the detour. The project has been awarded. It was let in January. And it is Vanderpool Excavating, $519,000. Now that one has a late start date of August 21st of this year. And they've got 30 working days to complete. So when I say 30 working days, don't think a month. Because typically they don't work Saturdays and Sundays, so we usually look at 20 working days being a month, so you're probably at a month and a half or so.
That's the late start date? is
That's
that
the late start. They
right?
can
When's their
start,
first start date?
we don't have a first start date. They can do it when they're available, but we have not heard from them yet.
It's been awarded?
It has been awarded. Yep, contract
Um,
signed. So, once we get, what happens is, once they're ready to go, then we will get information, or we'll get a request for a pre-construction meeting, and then we'll invite Jason to attend that as well, so he's aware of it.
How many working days?
30. So,
I got
so think about 6 weeks of work.
I get somewhat of a real concern with this, with Plymouth County Fair. Because I'm just thinking from a traffic standpoint, Kevin, you can weigh in if you want. The Plymouth County Fair, that could be a real, the corners Mark and I just talked about, I mean, it could be a real cluster.
Yeah, I mean, so the detour is gonna follow First Street, correct?
Yep,
On the north,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, 1st to 5th.
I guess I would first recommend a lot of signage. Maybe we need to consider some banner signage and stuff like that, just letting people know about the fair and alternative routes. But yeah, it is a little bit concerning.
I don't mean to interrupt,
Yeah.
what I can do, I didn't print the whole thing, where the HMA resurfaced, that was the, whatever it ended up, 10 pages or 8 pages. This one's 65, so I didn't want to send you, I didn't want to send all that. So what I can do is, we've got the signing layout, and I can pull those sheets, and I'll send them to Jason.
I wondered if you couldn't just talk to Vanderpool and carve out a couple weeks there and say desirable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll go back and look. I don't think we had any dates identified that they couldn't work, but we can certainly tell them about the dates that are concerned, so.
Now, is it all signage, or is it gonna be some like temporary signals?
No, this, all signed.